Yes, it is not clickbait. The series is over. We are done making videos titled and in the playlist trading stocks to $100,000. First things first, I do want to apologize. I feel like through showing the ups, showing the downs, I still let myself and I let a lot of people down through the series because I think the series progressively became shittier and shittier, and I put less effort into it as time went along. However, okay, there's a caveat here. I'm not just withdrawing all the funds and heading on vacation. The funds are staying in the accounts and they're actually not going anywhere. And this week marks a major change to a lot of things, not only in my life, but also on this channel. And after about 120 something episodes, 128, I believe, episodes in trading stocks, $100,000, I'll again be the first to admit, I think it's straight up boring at this point. So I decided to make a change with the goal of growing this channel, growing the portfolio, and growing other aspects of life, all in mind. So with that said, welcome to a completely new series. Now, we don't have an official name just yet. I got a couple ideas in mind, but I want something that really hits home and that we can run with for quite some time. Always open to suggestions. But let me detail what we're going to cover, the goals, why, the how, all that stuff right now. Okay, so the goal of this series is very, very straightforward in my opinion. This goal, or the series goal, is to inspire growth and endurance in multiple aspects of our lives, not only when it comes to wealth, but health, and ultimately in what makes us happy. And that's a big piece to the shift, because I want to do something that I have a lot more passion behind and that I'm much more excited to make and excited to do every single week. That's ultimately what will drive me to do a better job with the videos and a better job in this or on this channel, and ultimately for anybody who's watching the videos. So how are we going to do it? Well, we're going to be documenting day by day, week by week, month by month, what I am enduring, the growth, the pain, and work towards two very important goals that we can quantify. Number one of that list will be building a $100,000 portfolio. Gone are the days of trying to grow money as fast as humanly fucking possible, because we know how that can go and what that leads to and the bad habits it can form. The way I'm going to really go about my trading going forward is I'm going to have the short-term accounts and I'm going to have the Robinhood, which is going to be the longer-term, longer vision portfolio that we're going to grow with positions and ultimately assets that will pay us over time, dividend stocks, growth stocks, etc. And that will change, right, as the macro environments change and as time moves on. But the goal is to accumulate a portfolio of $100,000, right? And that's just the first step in the process of getting that ball really rolling, right, towards cash flowing and building wealth, right, longer term. I am currently 24, going to be 25, but when I am 25, so in a few months, we also have some other goals, okay? Call it a quarter life crisis. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's something that I'm really getting passionate about as of right now, and I have always been. That second goal that we can quantify is I want to run an ultra marathon, not a marathon. I want to run an ultra marathon, which is a distance beyond a marathon. I'm actually going to do that in a trail race in November, okay? Then I'm going to also run the Austin Marathon in February, but that's after the fact. The trail race in November is our first item that we got to cross off the list, right? We got to run that in under 5 hours. It's a 50K race, okay? Comes out to like 31 miles or something like that. Okay, those are the two goals. What about the why, which I think is more important, because that's what's going to drive me to work towards these goals, even when we feel like shit, even when I'm potentially sore, right? I don't want to run, or I, hurt my wrist, right? Which I did snowboarding recently, or I lose a bunch of money and I have a position or a trade that just doesn't go my way. And you feel like shit. You feel like you're getting beaten down. But it's the bigger picture why, right? That is what's going to drive you beyond. Because these are two areas of life that I have the absolute most passion for. I have always been interested in health and fitness since I was in high school. And I've always, since around that time, also been very interested, and to be honest, you can call it obsessed, with the power and what you can do in the stock market. And so combining those two things, it kind of seems like two completely different ideas. But like I mentioned in the past, there's so many similarities of what you have to go through and what you're going to go through when you're training and preparing for a race, when you have an end goal in mind, and when you are building and working towards a portfolio that you're building and trying to grow over time. And you can kind of look at the same exact way. I look at myself. That 100K portfolio is not going to be what old me used to do, right? It's going to take all the mistakes, all the things that I used to do in the past, and it's going to become much better, a lot more bulletproof, a lot more diversified because of all of the dumb mistakes and all the dumb things that old me and younger me used to do, right? And still potentially will do over time. The mistakes that I will still make because they're going to happen. We're going to document them. We're going to talk about them here throughout this series. And it's the same thing with someone who's an athlete or training, right? You're going to have all of these experiences, right? These workouts, these runs that build endurance, that build strength, that build muscle, that build into the ultimate best version of you that you're continually, right, improving and continually trying to be better and beat as the days go on, as the weeks go on, as the years go on, right? Ultimately to our genetic limit to some degree. And as you get older, right, eventually things start to get a bit harder. Let's be honest, I'm in my prime. And so I want to take full advantage of that right now. I've taken a lot of inspiration, whether it's from people in the fitness industry or the people that's in the finance industry. I've seen a lot of stuff that's good. I've seen a lot of stuff that I don't like. And what I want to do is kind of put myself in a position to not only do what I want to do, but to also inspire somebody else to take control and maybe just level up an aspect of their lives that they know they can be a better version of themselves. And they might just need that little kick, right? Or they might just need something to get them there. So it's not just about me. It's just as much about the person behind the screen watching as well as it is me. And to be honest, I have been a bitch. I've been a bitch over the past year or two, and I feel like I've just been treading water. And I'm sick of doing that, and I need to be pushing myself towards something else that I think will kickstart other aspects of my life, hold myself to a higher standard day by day, week by week. And if that's enough for someone watching, then that's 100% worth it. And that's what it's all about, in my opinion. What about logistics? Logistically speaking, Saturday, Sunday, I think is the time frame that I'm going to post these videos. That could change over time, but every Saturday, Sunday, kind of like when I had the old trading stocks $20,000 videos that I'd post on Saturdays, kind of the same approach, right? Where the week goes by and then we kind of have a bunch of clips, a bunch of stuff throughout the week that we can put together and ultimately drop on a Saturday or Sunday. I don't want the videos to be too long. The first one or two might be until I can kind of dial it in and get a better feel for it, unless people like that and maybe less frequent videos, but better quality, or even longer videos, but less frequent might be a better approach. We'll see. We're going to get the feels as we start doing this, but that right now is the rough plan in terms of schedule of these videos. You're going to get portfolio updates. You're going to get trading updates. You're going to get training updates as well when it comes to how I'm progressing towards the goals, kind of the baseline numbers and all that good stuff when it comes to this marathon prep and all the ultra marathon prep and everything that I am doing to push myself to reach the levels that I want to reach when it comes to those two big goals we just talked about. The editing will improve over time. Give me some time to kind of get a feel for this, and maybe I'll have someone do it at some point. To be honest, I just want to kind of set the stage, set it how I want to do it. And then once I get that rhythm down, hopefully we can get better at that. But it is something that I'm going to be committing a bit more time to, more than a decent amount of time to, whether it's on the weekends or at nights or whenever I have a chance. And I'll dive deeper into kind of what logistically, every day is kind of looking like and what my schedule and stuff is like during the weeks in some of these videos. Still going to do lives Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Power hour time frame is like the rough idea. And then sometimes for some big events like CPI reports and Fed meetings and stuff like that. Also going to try to do a Wednesday night stream around 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see if that's going to stick, but I think that's the rough time that we want to kind of shoot for. 7 p.m. Eastern time, so we can get people on the streams hanging out. And that's where we'll talk stocks. We'll talk anything you want, right? But we'll talk a lot of charts, talk a lot of stocks and all that stuff like we always have been. It's not going anywhere. That stuff's not really changing. I'm not completely jumping ship here. I just want to take what was a series that was getting boring and rejuvenate it into something that I think not only will I enjoy more in making and creating, but also that will be a lot more useful and that could be a lot more inspiring, or let's just say entertaining for somebody to watch, follow along, and feel like they're a part of something bigger. Because again, it's not just about me doing whatever I'm doing, right? I'm going to put myself in the ringer. It's going to be all out there on the internet for anyone to watch. Hopefully that can inspire somebody else behind the screen to take control and to hold themselves to a higher standard and get working towards that goal that you've had, whether it's in fitness, personal life, the markets, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. That's the whole point of this series. The clock starts now though, because November 4th will be the first ultra marathon that I will be running. My sister is also going to be joining me along in the process here. So we're going to be running that one together. And the goal is to do that 30 or that 31-ish mile trail run, that 50K trail run in under 5 hours. I think that's pretty doable. We'll see if we can do that. Then the marathon, we're going to try to do that in under 3.5. Starts now. Welcome to a new era, and stay tuned for this week's video.